confirmed number of coronavirus cases in Los Angeles County comes to 1,244,054. The confirmed number of deaths comes to 24,343. Here in Torrance, the total number of confirmed cases is 7,433, with total confirmed deaths at 218. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Rhianna Trutanich. It's 4 p.m. on Tuesday, this first day of June. Thanks so much for joining us. We apologize in advance as we're having some minor technical issues today with our graphics, but here are today's headlines. Los Angeles County is reporting some of its lowest COVID-19 numbers just 2 weeks ahead of the state's anticipated full reopening. On Memorial Day Monday, 175 new cases of COVID-19 were reported with 5 new deaths. The 7-day average test positivity rate was 0.3%. Statewide, the rate was 0.7%, the lowest the state has seen since the onset of the coronavirus. State health officials say California has come a long way as the state's threshold for moving out of the Blueprint for a Safer Economy plan required counties to be at or below 7% test positivity rate in order to lift more restrictions. Now, California as a whole is at 1/10 of that rate. Both state and county numbers are encouraging even over the holiday weekend, which could prove to be the final test before the state lifts nearly all COVID-related restrictions on June 15th. In LA County, the Public Health Department has also seen a steady decline in cases, hospitalizations, and deaths over the past month as officials emphasize the need for everyone to get the vaccine and maintain safety practices until the country emerges out of the pandemic. Getting a COVID-19 vaccine just got easier as Los Angeles County Department of Public Health is eliminating some of its barriers that may have prevented people from getting the vaccine. Now, any adult looking to get the vaccine won't have to provide a photo ID or show proof that they work or live in Los Angeles County when getting vaccinated at a public health site. This is for anyone 18 and older. You'll still need to prove you're old enough to get the vaccine, which would include anything with your name and birthday on it or a business card or work ID. And for kids as young as 12, a signed consent form by an adult will still be needed. Officials say vaccinations have significantly slowed in the past weeks, and while the gaps in vaccination rates are improving, disparities still exist, which is why they're reducing as many potential barriers to get more shots in more arms. Officials stress that the vaccine is free and open to all adults regardless of immigration status. You can go to vaccinatelacounty.com. Moderna officially filed with the U.S. Food and Drug Administration for full U.S. approval of its COVID-19 vaccine. It's now the second drug maker in the U.S. to seek a biologics license, which will allow it to market the shots directly to consumers. The mRNA vaccine is currently under an emergency use authorization, which was granted by the FDA in December, which offers conditional approval with just 2 months of safety data. Now, to receive a biologics license, companies are required to provide at least 6 months of data to show the vaccine's efficacy and safety. The FDA approval process is said to take months as Moderna continues to submit data to support its application. Agency scientists will look through the clinical trial data, including any discrepancies for safety concerns. Full approval will allow Moderna's vaccine to stay on the market once the pandemic is over. They are seeking approval behind Pfizer and partner BioNTech, who filed in early May for full approval of their vaccine for use by people 16 and older. More incentives are being announced in California with the hopes of getting as many people as possible vaccinated. The parent company of Ralph's and Food for Less is offering shoppers a chance to win $1 million and a 1-year supply of free groceries to incentivize more Americans to get their COVID-19 vaccination. Kroger announced that 5 $1 million payouts will be given, along with 50 opportunities to win a year of groceries for people who get their COVID-19 vaccine from one of its pharmacies. The effort is part of a collaboration with the Biden administration to push Americans to get vaccinated and meet the goal of getting at least 70% of U.S. adults partially vaccinated by July 4th. Several Ralph's pharmacies are offering COVID-19 vaccines in Los Angeles County. You can go to ralphs.com/rx to find the nearest location. Kroger Health says to date they've distributed more than 4.6 million COVID-19 vaccines nationwide. Local supermarkets are joining efforts to help people suffering food insecurities during the pandemic. Albertsons, Vons, and Pavilions are teaming up with local news station KABC7, ESPN LA 710 AM, and car company Subaru for the 10th annual Feed SoCal food drive taking place throughout Southern California. Since the pandemic, food banks have seen more people need their services, as many have faced job loss and children were home when schools shifted to distance learning. Food banks in Southern California say they've increased food distribution by more than 70%, reaching more than 200,000 people each week. At Albertsons, Vons, or Pavilion stores, you can purchase a $5 food bag to be donated, or you can drop off non-perishable food items in the Feed SoCal collection box located at Subaru retailers. Nearby drive-through food collection sites include the one at Albertsons on West Artesia Boulevard in the city of Gardena, taking place on Friday, June 18th. COVID-19 variants will now have new reference codes as the World Health Organization announced the various strands previously linked with the country they originated from will now refer to variants by letters of the Greek alphabet. The UK variant, which was the first variant of concern, will be known as the Alpha variant. The second, which turned up in South Africa, will be known as the Beta variant. The third, which appeared in Brazil, will be called the Gamma variant. And the fourth, that was first found in India, will be called the Delta variant. Future variants that may arise to concerning levels will be labeled with subsequent letters in the Greek alphabet. WHO officials say a group of experts came up with the new system, which will not replace scientific naming systems, but will offer a simple and easy way to say and remember them instead. Gun sales continue to soar in California and around the country, a trend that started at the beginning of the pandemic lockdown. Officials at the Violence Prevention Research Program at the University of California, Davis says data shows federal background checks surpassed 1 million in 1 week for the first time since last March, showing that firearm purchases are still high across the U.S. The record was set this spring with 1.2 million background checks performed in a single week. Data also showed that 1/5 of last year's buyers were first-time gun owners, and of the buyers, half were women and 2/5 were Black or Hispanic buyers. Overall, as of 2021, registered gun owners were 64% male, 73% white, 10% Black, and 12% Hispanic. Another study by the General Social Survey, a public opinion poll conducted by the Research Center at the University of Chicago, found that 39% of American households own guns, which is up from 32% when polled in 2016. Another study by Northeastern University and Harvard Injury Control Research Center showed that 6.5% of U.S. adults, or 17 million people, had purchased guns in the past year. That's also up from 5.3% when polled in 2019. California's 9-member reparations task force met for the first time by video and telephone conference today. The goal of the task force is to figure out how to best compensate African Americans whose relatives were enslaved in this country 150 years ago. The group hopes to educate Californians on the history of slavery and research ways the state can provide reparations. They will also complete a report which will include policy proposals to the legislature. Of the 9 members, 5 were appointed by Governor Gavin Newsom and was created in a bill authored by then Assemblywoman Shirley Webster from San Diego, who is now California's Secretary of State. The reward being offered to find the person responsible for the shooting death of 6-year-old Aiden Leos increased to $400,000 over the weekend. Orange County District Attorney Todd Spitzer posted on social media asking the person responsible for Leo's death to come forward and turn themselves in. The family is also pleading with the public to help find the person who killed the innocent boy, asking everyone to check their dash cams or cell phone cameras. The family first offered a $50,000 reward for the arrest and conviction of the killer. Then Orange County Board of Supervisors approved spending $100,000 to add to the reward, along with anonymous donations that have come in. The shooting happened along the 55 freeway in Orange around 8 a.m. on May 21st, when Aiden's mom, Joanna Clunan, was driving him to school. The California Highway Patrol is asking anyone who was on the 55 freeway near the 22 freeway and Chapman Avenue between 7:15 a.m. and 8:15 a.m. on May 21st to come forward with any information they may have. Aiden's family hopes the growing reward will be key to solving the case. The California Highway Patrol released images of a 2018 or 2019 Volkswagen Golf sports wagon caught on camera, saying the shooter was likely a man while a woman was driving the vehicle. CHP investigators can be reached at 714-567-6000. More information can be found at aiden-reward.com. Tickets went on sale this morning for the Hollywood Bowl. The popular outdoor amphitheater and home to the Los Angeles Philharmonic announced their upcoming summer season, which includes 50 performances that started May 15th, including 5 free invite-only concerts for healthcare workers, first responders, and essential workers, with the last of those concerts taking place on June 26th. The star-studded lineup of artists include Kool and the Gang, the July 4th Fireworks Spectacular, Christina Aguilera, Yo-Yo Ma, Her, as well as a Black Panther screening with a live orchestral accompaniment in September, and much more. Hollywood Bowl's website felt overwhelming interest from concert goers as thousands waited in an online queue to make a purchase, although many reported getting through in less than 30 minutes. Tickets went on sale at 10 a.m. this morning, and for today only until 6 p.m., Hollywood Bowl is waiving the online handling fee. Go to hollywoodbowl.com/calendar to learn more. June marks the beginning of Pride Month here in the U.S. In the past year, parades, marches, and events have been held across the country during the month to recognize and celebrate the LGBTQ community. This year, out of an abundance of caution, most traditional celebrations have turned virtual, encouraging the community to safely celebrate during the pandemic. Now, before Pride Month became a celebration, it actually started as a protest on June 28, 1969, when the queer community responded to a police raid that began at Stonewall Inn, a bar located in the Greenwich Village neighborhood of Manhattan, New York. It served as a safe haven for the city's gay, lesbian, and transgender community. Now, more than 40 years later, Pride Month still serves as a time to celebrate and bolster the LGBTQ rights movements. Here in Torrance, the South Bay LGBTQ Center will host June's first Tuesday art night between 7 and 8 p.m. They're located at 16610 Crenshaw Boulevard. You can follow them on social media to learn about their latest events. An asteroid the size of the Seattle Space Needle is expected to pass over Earth today. NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory is tracking the asteroid known as 2021 KT-1, which is said to be about 600 feet in size, which is taller than the Washington Monument. And while it's classified as a potentially hazardous object because it's larger than 492 feet and comes within 4.6 miles of Earth, it will fly near Earth at 40,000 miles per hour and is not expected to make a direct impact. It's the largest of several asteroids that are expected to pass the Earth between today and tomorrow. The 4 smaller asteroids are about the size of an airplane or house. NASA says asteroids are rocky fragments left over from the formation of the solar system 4.6 billion years ago. Now, not to worry, experts say there's no chance of the asteroid hitting Earth. Actually, NASA officials say the threat to any one person from auto accidents, disease, or other natural disasters are much higher than the threat of a near-Earth object like an asteroid. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share feel-good stories from our community, pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. The Utopian Society Project, a local nonprofit organization founded by Torrance resident Gabriella Fisher, is up to something good again.
We made this video to show you how much your community appreciates your hard work, your dedication, and your resilience. Thank you, and happy 100-year anniversary.
Hi, I'm Torrance Mayor Pat Fury, and I just wanted to take a moment to thank all the many men and women who have served on the Torrance Police Department for the last 100 years. Celebrating a centennial is a big, big deal. But I want to let you know that the community of Torrance really supports you and are very thankful for all of your efforts in protecting us. Torrance is one of the safest cities in America, and it's all because of the work of men and women in the Torrance Police Department. Take care, be safe.
Providence Little Company of Mary wants to thank and congratulate Torrance PD. You're so fabulous to us. Whenever we need you in a pinch in the emergency room, you're there. If a situation goes out of control, you're there immediately. Thank you so much for all you do for us and for our community.
This is Leroy Jackson, retired city manager of the city of Torrance. I've been fortunate enough to manage and see our police department across 50 years of their 100 years. But I'd say even in the beginning of the city, one of the first employees to be employed was a constable to walk the streets of downtown Torrance. History in itself to who Torrance is and why it's here. And the safety and security of the community have always been a priority of our department and the commitment of our workforce. I appreciate it so very much.
In honor of the Torrance Police Department's centennial milestone, the Utopian Society Project invited former and current elected officials, community leaders, neighboring police agencies, hospitals, and community members to share why they love the Torrance Police Department and how TPD has played an integral role in the community's safety and success over the past 100 years. You can watch the moving tribute video on the Utopian Society Project's YouTube channel, as well as on our City Cable YouTube channel beginning today. What a great way to honor our heroes and our men and women in uniform who show up every day to serve and protect. Now, if you have a great story, upcoming event, a photo or video you'd like to share, email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. We'd love to hear from you. Well, that's our update for COVID-19 today. Be sure to tune in tomorrow as Christine Lee returns to bring you the latest. Be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.